after that,
I love it, man. Trust me.
yeah, I didn't really go after that. But I was meant to come to the barbecue. I wanted to come to that, because you guys obviously came to Bristol for the bank holiday thing, innit?
Yeah.
Bank holiday, yeah, for the bank holiday weekend. But I was already going to London the next day.
I
But
guarantee you, you'll prefer it than London.
I don't know, man.
Nah, you'll
depends.
prefer it, man. You will, man. Because the girls in Birmingham, I just prefer them to girls in London. Like, it's just a different energy because they're more like they're not like, there's no ego. You get what I'm saying? They're more accepting and more conversational. You get me? You won't feel like there's an ego there. It's more just what it is. Like, you can chat to whoever you want to chat to. Whereas in London, it may be like, I don't know, like, even when me and Mix went to Trap House in London, it was a different energy. What do you think, Mix?
What, Trap House in London?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was always going to be a different energy because there was no one there that we knew. Like, when we go to Trap House, we're used to seeing people that we know. And so, naturally, the vibe is better.
And obviously, you're famous in Brum, so you're famous in Brum.
Nah, it's not that, man. It was a different vibe, man. It was a different vibe, lad. Like, I guarantee you will prefer Birmingham and London. I guarantee it. Even my London brethrens get gassed about Birmingham, and they're from London.
No, but the thing is, when I go to London, I don't just go to rave, if you know what I'm saying. I'm there to either network,
that's a different
podcast, and because I record in London as well when I'm out there.
Yeah, obviously that's a different story. The whole opportunities thing. Obviously, London's like one of the most, you get me, prestigious cities in the world. Never mind in England. But I'm talking about a night out. I reckon you'll have a sick night out over here.
Yeah. Do you do Sunday parties up there?
Where do you go?
Huh?
If you used to go out in Brum, have you been one-on-one?
Yeah, George.
One-on-one, nah.
It's what I'm saying, but clearly that must be booming because it's pack out every week. But
that's for the youths, bro. It's for the youth, them.
Nah, I'm sure it's just man that are in there just flaunting money left, right, and centre.
That's for the kids, man.
Oh, like moving, like what you call it?
I don't know.
Lots of people our age go, you know. Because I asked like certain people, they're like, yeah, I'm going one-on-one. It's just not like direct close friends, but people that are acquaintances tend to go. And Bamboo and stuff like that, which I'm just not a massive fan of.
I've heard Bamboo before. I've heard 101 before.
I don't think you'll like Bamboo. That's what I mean. You have to go to a specific kind of event. It has to be an event, not just a club night out. It has to be an event.
That's why I prefer like actual like motive, like when I go to London, I'll go to like the Sunday brunch parties or the day parties and that. Like that's the vibes, right?
Who'd like Silk's party, innit, mate?
You not been to Silk's party?
Yeah, you've not been.
What is it, bro? I don't really go out in Brum. If I'm going out, I'm going out
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because I got this tendency just to start acting a bit reckless. Have 1-2 drinks and that, like, you know the ones there when you ain't seen someone for time. Oh, right.
Oh, what, fam?
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't even have this conversation right now.
The only time I go out like in Bristol is if I'm going to like a friend's birthday, someone's going out, whatever, or like, Turtle Bay 2 for 1, fam. When I hear that, active, I'm there.
I ain't even done that in Brum.
Yeah, that's overrated in Brum, man. Turtle Bay.
No, but the thing is, I only go there for drinks, bro. 2 for 1, bro.
Pre-drink.
Yeah, not just a pre-drink, but like whether it be just a couple of friends like catching up, or like just because we know it's actually good drinks and it's easy access to wherever else we're gonna go. If you know what I'm saying. So if we wanted to go out,
it depends who you go out with. You know, even no matter who you are in it, it's who you're with. It's who you're with, and it makes it a better night.
It's the vibe. At the end of the day. So
it is who you're with.
Of course, because that's why, like, this is just my personal opinion, innit? And my experiences and everything else. That's why I rave with women more than men.
Oh yeah, facts.
If you see me in the dance in London, 9 times out of 10, you'll see me with at least women. I'll enter the dance with women. That's it. Like,
are you
no, because all of my friends are in London. Mainly, like all of my female friends that I know are in London, and so when I'm going there, they're like, "Oh, or I know of an event that you want to come, or do so and so want to come, or whatever," and just end up when I first started doing it, was like 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. To this vibe, I have not had a bad night since.
Yeah.
In London since then, I've not had a bad night. So that's the only time I'll do it. But other than that, if it's the man, then if it was probably like someone's birthday, like, oh, let's go here. I'm like, yeah, let's go. It's your birthday, man. Let's do it. And then I'll just tell people to roll too. But other than that,
we're at that age now, though. Like, I don't get how man roll. I don't get how man roll 8 man deep to a rave or
I don't get
like,
that. You know, I'm still confused on that still.
Yeah, I can't do it.
And then they'll say like, yeah, we'll invite babes.
Yeah.
Invite babes into the pre-drinks, innit? Babes never turn up. Babes never turn up. What?
8 man deep, like, it's mad. Mad.
Do you love to go out on a night out with just men?
I'm at 8 man deep, though.
Yeah, but as in,
I'm
like,
with.
it's that's fine, but as in, but you're saying, but you're agreeing with the notion that you go out and rave with women.
No. Oh, you see what I'm talking about? He said he likes it going out with women. It's better. I said, yeah.
I agree. It's better going out with women.
Mean I always go out with, that's like him saying, yo, I think a Mercedes is hard. I'm like, yeah, facts. Does that mean I've got a Mercedes? No, I'm saying what he's saying. He
disagrees with the actual comment.
With his statement. I would rather go out with a group of girls than a group of men.
Don't let them brainwash you.
Yeah, no, I know. Because he was sounding like he was preaching that he really enjoys going out with women. But then I remember a couple conversations ago, I don't want you to go out with me. You're too much on a night out.
Nah, like, I enjoy going out with women that can control their drink, bro.
Wow.
Oh, 100%. No. I probably you can.
Make sure the fists are clenched, you know.
Yeah, trust me.
You can't control your drink.
Like them ones are there like this.
Yeah, bro. I become a babysitter.
What women are you going out with? Apart from me?
With you and your girls, bro. I'm talking about you and your girls, bro.
No, but I think Mitz being Filipino, she knows how to drink, fam. All Filipinos must know how to drink, so it's impossible. Oh, wow.
No, I know how to drink. I'm just not Jordan's cup of tea when I drink. But this is the thing, like, I'm not about to change myself and stiffen myself up for any man. I don't care if we've been together for as long as we have. So if I'm gonna act a little bit loose on a night out, let me be in it. I'm not out here trying to disrespect you. I'm not out here trying to purposefully piss people off. Like, I'm out here to have a good time. You know what he said to me, Max? He went,
what did he say?
Brian, I basically come from like a small town outside of Birmingham called Walsall, in it. He's like, when you go out, the Walsall in you comes out, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, and Walsall.
Walsall's a bit scatty, innit? Walsall scatty.
That's Georgia Smith's end, isn't it?
Yeah, and then he was just like, when you go out, it's like you want to aim to be Walsall. It's like, well, what else do you? I don't ask you to be not black. You know, you are.
What's the what?
Like, I grew up here. I'm not asking.
I was born black. You wasn't born in Walsall. You can't compare the two, bro.
But as in, this is the.
I can't change my skin. You can change your address.
Yeah, but no, but for me,
two different things, bro.
But you've got to remember that you are like you try and not be the product of where you came from, but you never forget where you came from in it. So I'm trying not to be the product, but sometimes if the scatty comes out, it comes out.
Don't let no one control your life.
You know what I mean, right?
Don't let no one 1 year, 2 year, 5, 10. Don't make him tell you you can't do this. You're acting loose. Just smile on your face. Have a drink with your girls and have fun. Yeah, babe.
Exactly.
Enjoy the babes. Enjoy the vibes. And I'm in. I'm saying.
Got set man. I'm moving a bit.
The head is hot, fam. His head is hot. His head is hot, fam.
He's got a trip. He's got a little shape up and that. And now look at him.
Yeah, I was like confused, fam. Man's, bruv. You know what? Yeah, every time he gets a trim, it's no disrespect to you, Jordan. Yeah, since you've said it, literally, I have to look at it every time because he said once. Yeah, I think it was on. I think you told me or something like that when you came to Bristol. You're like, yeah, my hairline's messed. I said, what? And I just looked at it. I said, raw. You can't be saying that about yourself. Come on, you can grow that out. Like, you'll be good. Let your hair grow out. Follicles will come back. All them things there. But then, and I just looked at it again every time he shows his head, and I'm just like, raw. It's raw. It's just raw, like.
What you say, Jordan?
I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this
No,
is
but
going.
I don't know where either.
No, because every time I look at his head now, yeah, bro. Every time I literally just look at him with a fresh trim. I have to look at the hairline and just look at it like this. And I'm thinking, wow, he's actually told the truth. He actually.
Oh my god!
Oh, is he dissing my hairline?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because Mandem don't.
No, guys, look at the middle.
No, Mandem won't say it. Mandem would never say they have their hairlines messed up in it. They would
No, Jordan's an honest guy.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's stuck in my head now. So I'm like, Jordan is actually a real one, you know.
Oh, I get where you're going.
He will never.
He landed. It was a weird landing, though.
Yeah, it was a weird landing still. But I'm just saying, the fact, no, because I know Rax wouldn't say that.
Yo, mine's a bit mad right now.
Rax would never do it. Rax would never say. No man I know would say my hairline is like this. It's like no. It's just the barber in it, or I just myself.
My hairline is it slants.
Yeah, but not like. But the fact that you said it and just outright, because I didn't even ask about that, and you just said like, yeah, my hairline's messed.
Oh, okay, I get you. Yeah, that's me though.
I just said, I was just like, wait, what? Like, I was a bit confused, and I just looked at it and I was like, what?
Yeah, you gotta be able to just say what it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
but hairline's blessed, bro. Osman out here dealing with receding and that with stress, bro. Life not easy, dog. I look at all the man, them hairlines are going and that. I'm like, yo, it gets like that, boys.
Would you go bald?
Your team's going back like throwback Thursday,
bro. Mine, bro. But to be fair, I got mine in the plaits at the moment, innit? Because
no, but would you go bald if it was that's the only?
Yeah, as soon as mine goes, I'm knocking mine off.
Yeah. There's no man that would, you know. There's certain men.
I'm going to like a half, and I'm just gonna just grow this out and just get a few weights on, and just walk around like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bald with a beard.
I'll run that. You know. I think it's sick. My bedroom's got that kind of thing going, and it looks cold on it.
But like a half.
Like half, bro. Like yeah, half. But he's got the full beard, like the full thing, tall, wedge. Does his thing, innit? Like
that's the thing. You have to do that.
Does his thing. Puts the man them to shame me at me, so I can't even disrespect him.
But you have to have a beard, though. You have to have a beard for them type of things. Because if you go just bald and you have nothing, fam, you just look.
Yeah, you gotta pattern
you need the full beard, man.
You look like an egghead, bro. Yeah. Like if you do that type of thing, it's mad.
You need the full beard, man.
Rex, you got any questions? Are you thinking, or any one of you?
But the thing that I was intrigued the most about is what we was talking about, how people are in different areas.
Go on then.
Yeah, man. I was thinking, I don't know, obviously what Mitch was saying about how down there they run this boss lifestyle. And the fact that like when you think of London, you already automatically think girls are on this prestigious, let's go.
I don't think that.
Now I see why she thinks, because it's the big city, they moved there to get their stuff together, get it cracking.
Yeah.
Whereas that's what I was trying to say. Whereas now in Burns, I feel like you've got the few that are really trying now, pushing it, but I don't feel like we're really on that.
Now you know what it is though, Rax. We lose those ones because you know what they end up doing? They end up going to London. That's what happens.
Do they though?
Huh?
Do they? A lot of people.
Yeah, like for example, wait, hold on. For example, you've got Cassandra Maria, who was like blowing. She was on BBC, all of this. She's moved to London now because the opportunities are going to open for her.
You're talking about a specific profession. Obviously, you talk about media.
Right.
Obviously, you gotta go to London in media.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone's in media. You know what I mean?
Then name a few. So then, off the top of your head, if I said females that are really running this thing in Burns or trying to run this thing, who comes to mind?
What do you mean? What are we talking? Be specific. What do you mean run this thing?
Like you doing the nail salon or you trying? I don't mind. Or you
just in general.
Or in general, just trying a thing. And I feel like I didn't see as many people trying a thing female-wise before this happened. But now I feel like that's the blessing of this. I feel like people are just let me take that chance. Let me run it. So now I see like more stories of like, I might see someone sharing another girl that's on her craft.
Oh, I'll get you.
You see what I'm trying to say? Whereas before, I don't think it was like that at all.
Yeah.
You know what? I think what happens is people are scared to just confess that they want to try and do their own thing, whether that's in a creative platform or whether they want to start their own business or be a trainer or whatever. People are scared to just come out with it And now more and more people are coming out with it saying, yo, I want to run my own thing now. But it takes one person to kind of let them feel comfortable to do it. Like, say for what you're doing with your thing that you're trying to run. Now your brethren might come out and go, all right, Rax, I've seen you do your thing. Now I feel confident to say, yo, this is the thing I want to run. So it's like a domino effect in it. And that's what's happening in Birmingham now. Like more and more people are doing their own thing, whether it's starting their own business or whatever they're trying to run. You get me? It's a domino effect.
Yeah, it's sick tires, man. It's like, even when we got the live going and you see all the people that are commenting, like, you know, back in the day when you'd be like, oh, they're workless, they are. But it's not that no more. Everyone's on their grind. Like, everyone's
people are trying to be their own boss, innit? People want to make their own money.
But do you reckon it was like this, like in Birmingham, like this a year ago or 2 years ago?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, for real?
Nah, bro, like, I think we're booming, and then you got to think, by the time the new, HS2 comes, it's going to start looking better real estate-wise.
Yeah.
And it's just, the city's going to boom. I think this is the place, and it's a perfect time to be here.
That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of people from London are moving here because London is a great place opportunity-wise, business-wise, but people can't afford to live there.
Yeah.
Bro, there's more people living outside of London than in it.
Yeah, people can't afford it. It's the house prices are unrealistic. It's impossible.
Not house prices, bro. Apartment and
everything.
Everything. Living there is just a long, like, I was thinking of actually like working and living in London at one point, and I'm just looking at these apartments, bro, like just a shared house, shared room.
Madness,
bro. I'm seeing a bag too, and I'm thinking, wow, that could be like 2-3 months worth of rent for like a one room out here in Bristol, like 2 months. That's rent, bro.
But I'm
assuming a good apartment, by the way.
Bristol's not cheap either. I'm assuming Bristol's not cheap either.
Yeah, we're like we're getting close to the level of London at some point. Because when I was living, because on my final year of uni, I moved out, and I moved into an apartment, two-bedroom apartment, and I was paying $520 a month. So obviously that counts about 1-2 for the entire apartment. So luckily enough, split, no problem. That's bills, water, electricity, and everything else. And I was thinking, like, some people are paying at least like what, £300-400, but my apartment's in like central Bristol, so like everyone comes here to like do shopping. The clubs are here and everything else. Popular spot. Some people have to live like in like where like suburbs, housing estates and stuff like that. That people actually own houses, and people are like renting it out for like £300-400, just because one, is cheaper, and two, some people actually sometimes get more money. The actual house owner and the housekeeper can actually get more money off it, because one, there'll be more people on the actual house, because if one messes up, you're allowed to take them out. What was the code? What was it?
You're talking about HMOs.
Yeah, it was like
you know about property game. I'm not. I'm trying to get into it. So like
a little bit. That's what I'm trying to think as well.
And like you can have like 6 people in a house.
Yeah.
Let's say you was in Birms. Like this is how Birms could run. Say you get a house in like Saltley, HS2, not far, train into town. You can get to London, like let's say an hour, less than an hour. You get a house now, 70-80 grand. Let's say average rental's like £400 a month. Let's just say that. You get a HMO, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom. Everyone pays a £400 times that by, let's say, for 1,600. Yeah. Your outgoing's only $300-400 a month. Obviously, I kind of know because I look into it. That's what I'm trying to run.
That's the comment, you know.
Yeah, because I want to do.
Can't run this in Birms. It's that time.
Yeah. They're running it done. Even the flat me and Mitch looked at, the guy was running it. The landlord was running that. He had a big house, and he had like 6 people living in it, renting it, or 5 people renting it.
I think you don't want to go over 6 to 7 because the laws change. Basically, my business partner, he knows all this proper. That's what he does daily, but it works. Rum's the place to be, man. Trust me. You don't need to go London anymore. Like once HS,
I agree.
It's gonna boom. Like, and the more people, this is what we talk about in our life. The more people that keep running it here, it booms, because at the end of the day, the only thing is the infrastructure is improving. but you're not putting more money into the communities. But if we do that, and they take care of the large scale operations, us being human and humanity to where we're from, and upskill the next gen, the city can be, we can go clear. We can go clear.
The main reason it's booming is because Londoners are moving here.
Not just that, big companies are moving. All the big companies, like Channel 4 are moved, I believe. HSBC, like certain main offices. Yeah, certain main offices like BBC are going to try and move soon. Channel 5, all these big media companies are moving because of prices, maybe of production and other stuff like that. Yeah. So it's nice to live in London, but can you actually, in long-term sense, like, that's why only famous people can only live there.
Yeah. It's true, because you got to think about it like this: like when a company has its headquarters, like countries will battle it out to get that headquarters in their country.
Yeah.
Because of the effect that it has.
Yeah.
The economy. And the more that these places start coming to Birmingham, even a little tram that they're building Broad Street, all these little things that add up.
Yeah.
But the Commonwealth Games is a big reason.
Yeah.
Oh, is it in Birmingham?
Yeah, Brom's booming, man. It's big. It's time, man. It's like, I love it. I love seeing more people from Brom here.
Yeah, Bristol is just kind of like, I think we've already been there, just because of the whole all of the media companies that come here. Because but also before that, we had the aviation thing on lock. Concorde's been here, Airbus is still here, Rolls-Royce is still here, GKN, like certain other companies that do aviation are based here. So we get a lot of pilots to like overseas clients actually coming here. So to this specific city, because they're not going to London because there's nothing there that's aviation. All big aviation companies are in Bristol. So
that's when you get a contract with one of them aviation people and just put the pilots up.
Yeah.
Same thing that people run for construction.
Yeah. That's why there's a lot of airport deals. There's a lot of airport deals as well. Especially if you're, I believe in certain type of maintenance companies and various other things. So there's loads of ways of actually making income in the actual city, but that will always increase tax. That will always increase other stuff. Like housing will increase soon. I think in the next 2-3 years, housing will increase, like price wise.
Yeah, bro, definitely. The times now, Brom's booming, man. The times now.
Yeah, I think Brum will be the next one.
City, you know, it could be, I don't know, in the field somewhere, in the countryside.
No, you never know. I think Brum is the next one to actually, like, by the sounds of it, if you've got this, like, if you've got something like the tram system and other things. I didn't even know there's going to be a tram system in Brum. I was like, what? That's now in my head. But that alone gives a feel of like Croydon already, because Croydon has that tram system, and I think Leeds somewhere up north has like a tram system of some kind, and they're like, it's big, it's huge, and apparently it's popping. So I'd probably be from the next one.
True, man. Just need more people to blow down here.
I know.
What do you mean by blow though?
Long gone, like these two. These like, imagine.
What do you mean, bro?
Like these two. Now, real talk. Like, you know, when you hear certain people and they're talking, it's like they've got the London accent. Like, you want to be able to hear that Brummy accent. Like,
okay.
JK.
Oh, you're talking media, innit? You're talking media.
All media content, all them kind of games, because that's a thing that people tap into now.
Oh yeah.
The more Brummy accents and
media is going to be in the forefront. That's what I think.
A lot of people in media are broke though, Rax. No matter how much you see them on your TV.
Fam, like, that's what I mean. Like,
with the monies.
Investing in yourself is hard, man.
Yeah, it's good to gain an audience, but then you gotta use that audience to then make your money. You don't make it in media.
Yeah.
All these things and that, they're broke, bro.
Yeah, that's why for podcasts, live shows make the money, most money. Unless you have a deal, it's live shows. I was meant to have a...
Know about this?
I
wouldn't know about this. I've never looked into
it. The media game is a facade, man.
Yeah, it's a facade.
A lot of people are more popular than they've got any money. They ain't got no money.
Yeah. The only way we would make money off our podcast if we have a deal, like, with a streaming service.
And
so
even then, they finesse you.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Huh?
If you're putting your podcast out, just like how you get paid for views on YouTube.
Not really, because, like, let's say, like Joe Budden's podcast. he's probably the most popular in terms of podcasts in maybe urban culture. Let's say that. And his deal with Spotify has been for about a year, if I'm correct.
It comes up to a year in September.
Yeah, a year, because that's when they first announced that they're moving. So let's say that deal was what, for about 30 mil for that year. It's possible in America. It's possible.
And you like telling me there's no money? You better
but the reason he's saying there's no money because it took him 300 episodes before he got that deal.
So you better go do 350.
But the thing is, the podcast game is so saturated. Like, no, it's not saturated, but it's so like crowded.
You lot aren't explaining this to me. All I heard here
was
competition. Okay, yeah, let me speak it, because you know how my mind's set up already.
Yeah.
This is how it's simple. It's a simple recipe. Obviously, you got to get your audience. If you're on episode 150, you're coming up to episode 100. What's going to happen when you hit 500 episodes?
Nah, this is how it works, the podcast game. Because it's so new, that they decide, the powers that be, the gatekeepers, the corporations that are investing, whether through advertising or they're paying you a yearly salary for your content. They decide what to pay because there's no evidence that would persuade them to do otherwise.
Yeah.
So that's why the podcast game is a bit a beat right now.
They need to see your
no one knows how much someone's meant to be making off a podcast because it's new. You get what I'm saying? So how much, if let's say you got a monthly amount of listeners of 100,000 people a month listen to your podcast, who decides what that's worth? You get me? I could tell you, you've only got 100,000 people. That ain't nothing. That ain't worth nothing. And then I can pay you what I want to pay you. You get me? So that's what's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, as well, to add to that, like there's companies now that don't trust podcasts because it's such a free platform. It's free. Everybody can make it. So
check this. Business head on. Yeah. Could you not just have your own platform? Charge people a subscription fee?
We can. For one, we can do that, but people are, I think as well, like an example, Patreon is a perfect example as well, because Patreon create a service to where you can create that subscription. Like people pay like £3, £4, £5, £10 a month to access content. But you can also put free content there as well. But the catch is the one they pay for is for the exclusive things. If you know what I'm saying. Like let's say if Casey and PB do 2 episodes in 1 week, right? And that was your setup. But you only put 1 episode out for free. The only way they have access to that second episode during the week is by paying that £10 a month.
Yeah.
That's how Patreon works. But when it comes to the podcast game, not everybody is so consistent as well as it. Everyone is starting to be a bit more like robotic and be more similar to everybody else. That's why you get these popular podcasters are getting like the highest praise. But when you come to like us that are just normal, just in the so-called underground per se, we're getting compared to them, Matt, maybe. It's so like, how can we be different to get to that place when we've been compared to those, man?
I'm trying to take it in. But
what do you mean?
In like, let's say if Casey and PB got compared to Joe Budden, yeah? It's just that's just I'm trying to make an actual example of it because I'm trying to think there's no couples podcast, to be honest, I've heard. So let's say there's none that are popping, that like popping. Like,
no, there are.
There are, but I have no knowledge of it.
Okay.
So my knowledge is like 3 Shots of Tequila, Brilliant Idiots, Joe Budden podcast. Those are like the top 3, yeah? And obviously Receipts podcast and all that other stuff. So those are like the top ones. And they're all under Spotify. No, except for Brilliant Idiots.
See, this is what I'm going to flip it.
All under Spotify. So let's say people say like, oh, yours is similar to Joe Budden's podcast. And then they're like, but they already listen. And some people be like, oh, I might as well just listen to Joe Budden then if they're similar.
Oh, okay, is that what you're saying? All right.
Yeah.
But
Where's the?
Nah, I don't.
There's more. There's so many versions of Joe Budden podcast already. Like I'm seeing bare people trying to do 4 people. Joe Budden's been doing 4 people for 5 years.
Well, the thing is, the podcast game. Sorry, Rax. The podcast game is like any other form of creativity. Like
of course.
The best rises to the top. You get me? So
most consistent, not the best, but I say most consistent.
The best is like a subjective term in it. Whatever you take that for. Whoever's sick gets the attention in it. At the end of the day, the best podcasts get the most attention. For example, the Receipts, they're sick in it, so people listen to them. Free Shots to Tequila, you get me? People are fond of them. So that's how it works. It's like if you make music, you know, the sick rappers they sell the music. You get me? Everybody raps, but not everybody gets listened to because not everybody's good enough. Yeah. So it's the same with podcasting. Like there's no other way around it. There's no cheat code. Yeah. You gotta be good.
If I found a hack, bruv, I'm using it, and then when I'm in the top, I'm bringing in everyone else with me as well. I would love to do that just to see everyone I know with me, bruv. Everyone I know, just make a community, fam. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But until that cheat code is made, bruv, we just got.
You don't need a cheat code, though, bro. You don't need a cheat code. This is my point. Like, you know how I say when I talk. It is for what it is, face value. Like, you're all in this game. Competition's competition. The kid in the park that's playing football, he's in the same game, the same competition as Lionel Messi. There's no difference. You're doing the same thing. If you just put your content out, you stay consistent, you work hard, you do as many episodes as you want, you can get there. Rather than thinking, I need Spotify to make myself boom, why not do it off your own back and not think, okay, not a monthly subscription, it could be a £5 lifetime fee. These are the things you could be doing. These are the things you can be thinking of, rather than looking at, let's say, I don't know, because I'm just taking it at face value. This is why I'm giving you this picture, because I don't know the ins and outs, but this is just what it is. Rather than look at Joe Budden and say, he's had 4 people. But yeah, he's had 4 people, but those 4 people aren't me. They're not like me and Jordan. They're not what we're doing. People like us because of us. They like my brand. I don't care if we do the same thing, because someone's always going to be able to do the same thing as you.
Yeah,
I think we need to see.
It's the corporations per se. Like the way we look at it is because the corporations have that door of that big time cash money. If you know what I'm saying.
Well, I don't even think that's our concern right now. You have to earn that. You have to get to
that's
that.
What I'm saying.
Like, man are in the conference league now.
We're at least League One. We're at least
talking about winning the Premier League and you're in the conference.
Yeah, we're at least Premier. What's it? Not Premiership. We're at least like what? League One, maybe Championship.
Not even, bro. Man are probably Sunday League at the minute.
Nah, I can't be classing myself as that.
Facts. Man are Sunday League, so to talk that.
Man's in Championship. That's what I'm a believe in. You get me? You gotta be.
If you keep it real, where are you in this list? Because I think you got
Sunday League, bro.
People are gonna tune in now. Because people are gonna tune in. So you got to think
Sunday League.
Person that doesn't know.
It's Sunday League. Let's keep it up.
Sunday League's the bottom of the bottom.
Big man, you're saying you're part of the man. You're part of people that only have 1 episode, fam.
What do you mean?
That's what you're saying. You're saying you're the part of people that do 1.
You're higher than Sunday League. You're higher.
Yeah, you're higher, fam. You're higher.
They're not in any league. Those people that just pick up the camera once and never pick it up again, they're not a part of any league.
This is what I'm saying.
They're not even in the league.
Why I say consistency is the
I'm talking about people that make consistent podcasts, yeah?
Okay, but I'm just going to say, if someone writes a book or does something, this is the conception we need to shift. If you go into your room and you draw a picture or a painting, you're an artist. Don't ever think that because I'm not doing X, Y, and Z that you're not that yet. Maybe you're not in that league. This is what I get across to people when I talk. You're maybe not in that league, but you still are that person, that kid that's kicking a football in the park with his friends. You are still a footballer. You're just not professional yet. So like you need to rate yourselves. You're not Sunday League.
But me saying with Sunday League, I'm not talking about the quality of the content. I'm talking about the audience. I'm talking about the audience. I'm not talking about quality.
The most nine is lower than you.
No, bro.
Nah, that's not, man.
Because the way I say we're a championship. The way I say we're a championship is because out of the ones that I've been on, bro, the only thing we need is this, that some people, I think a lot of people, even with artists actually, artists have this also thing as well. It only takes us 1 hit to get to that clear, to that Premiership.
Yeah, true.
Same with podcasts, man.
True. Fact.
1 guest, 1 episode, and 1 viral moment. One of these 3 will take us to that Champions League. That's all it is. That's all it is. Same with artists, bro. So that's why I'm saying we're in the championship level because we're consistent. We are on this team.
Oh, are you talking about in regards to the quality of your efforts? That's what you're talking about.
As well as getting to that bag. So and getting.
I can't see that from an outside perspective because I just see it what it is.
Yeah, I hear you. But
I can agree with the League 2, the conference. I can deal with that because you're slowly starting to take off. You're good at what you do. You're building, but you're not Sunday League. You're not longer.
Yeah.
Nah, man, Sunday League. But
he's humbling himself, innit? He's one of them man that just wanted to humble himself quickly.
In Birmingham, yeah, I would say our podcast is probably top 3 in Birmingham.
Are there many podcasts though?
No, not in Birmingham.
Same here.
So in Birmingham,
I'm probably top.
What, in Bristol?
Yeah.
I don't know any Bristol podcasts. You can't be top of your own league, fam. If
no, there are podcasts. There's like at least 5 here.
In Bristol?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
None of them do what I do, bruv. No one gets London guests. No one gets other guests that do like international shit. None.
Okay.
They don't even leave the city, bruv. They don't leave their own. They don't leave anything.
One moment you're saying you're so far off the pace, but I've just heard you say you're top of Bristol, you're top 3 in Birms, lock off Birms, boost the thing, and build.
This is what I'm saying.
Now, Birmingham.
All I need, I'm in the energy of.
Because I'm seeing Mix's reaction. Do you see what I'm saying, Mix? If you're saying you're top 3 of Birms, get Birms on smash and become that person in Birms, and everyone else.
That's why I say
being top 3 in Birmingham to me is easy because how many people are doing it? It's not hard.
That's cool, but I'm saying
it's not an achievement.
I'm top in Bristol because what I'm saying is that I'm more consistent than everybody else, and I've changed my content. There has not been any podcast that's been in this city that's done 2 episodes for a week. None of them.
See, you're talking about your output.
I'm talking about output, quality of content, and my views on what I've brought to the table in the city. You know what I'm saying? So all I need now, we all have access to London. We have all access to Brum. We have all access to Manny. We have all access to every other place that has a certain type of collectives and so forth. We can get access to them through social media as well. So all we need is that at the top 3 things: viral moment, viral episode, and viral guest. One of these 3,
I don't know, man. I don't think it's that easy, man. I think you need a core audience.
Because you give me one of them, you're gonna get best out of me 100%. I'm moving like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, fam.
But
You'll get 5 chips. You'll get 5 chips off me.
Every single week, innit? That should be the case.
Yeah.
So
we've already made it.
For me, I think. Because the thing with that is, if you go viral and you make it, I get that's the catalyst to catapult you into a lot more opportunities. Like me and Jordan always have talks about the podcast is always like it's the core, the foundation of what we do, but it's the first step to unlock so much more things. So it's the first step to unlock so much more things. You could have a viral moment. You could have that special guest. You could have a viral episode, but then you also have Billy Ray Cyrus. You also have that Friday girl, one-hit wonders. And where are they now? What are they doing now? So that's for me, it's like your content consistently has to be good. You always have to be always on your toes, thinking about what can I be doing next? How can I continue to stretch myself to mean that when you hit it and you hit it out the park, you keep going round for home runs. You don't just stop it. Yeah. I've made it. That's it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I've already thought about that though, but I think in the way you said it, you guys have been on it from Brum anyways. I'm seeing you guys post that you're on radio, you're doing bad things. I thought you would have had a radio show by now.
Nah, so radio's dead. Radio's dead.
No, but this is what I'm saying. You have this as she said, another lane of access to improve yourselves, improve the podcast lane, get you into other avenues. So I was like, radio, that sounds sick already. That was it. I thought that was another thing that you're on.
It's perceptions, bro. It's not real.
No, but this is what I think. And this is what I think. I think that was a lane that you guys could use for KC and PB to have another avenue. If you know what I'm saying.
Man. This is what I think is important, yeah, when it comes to a podcast or when it comes to anything that you're trying to sell. you need your core, man. You need that core audience that will follow you for whatever. And if you look at your core, how many people are listening every week? How many people are watching every month? How many people are watching when you post an episode? Consistently, how many people are doing that? If you don't have that core, you're nothing. You got nothing. You need a core audience, bro. Because look at whatever me and Mitch decide to do, people are gonna, that little core, however, it could be 10 people, it could be 20 people, they're gonna come over and see what go on with that, whatever we're doing now. You get me? And you have to build that, and that's everything I do is based on building that core people that will fuck with whatever we decide to do, whether it be, we're doing a live show. You get me? We get that core people that fuck with us, and that core people grows. You need to keep growing that core. And if you don't have that, you got nothing, in my opinion. I don't care if you got the viral moment. I don't care if you got the big time guest. You could have Michael Jackson on your podcast, fam. If you ain't got the core audience, they're going to watch for Mike. But when Mike's gone, they ain't watching your shit, bro. You get me? That's what we worked on. Are people going to listen when it's just me and her? How many people are listening when it's just me and her? That's what I look at. I don't look at the whole.
That's where you got the advantage though as well over me. I think that's why you got the advantage over me. You are,
but you need to look at that. You need to look at partnerships, fam.
Oh no, I've been
about that.
I've been on that since what? Since I started the pod.
Partnerships,
co-hosts, all that. That's been a thing of mine. But
partnerships. Explain to me, because I feel like if people are listening, from like, as I said, you three are all in this podcast game.
Yeah, but the reason why I say like the whole partnerships and all that other stuff and getting deals, like that's been on my radar since episode 1. Like I've studied this game for 3 years before I even started the pod. That's how mad it is. Like I think a lot of people don't realize that I've done my research before even. Bruv, no one knows what happened at like Taxstone and Combat Jack and all them, man. No one would listen.
I know all that.
This is what I'm saying. But not everyone's gonna listen to them, man, because they're like, who are they? The first thing they'll listen to is KC and PB and other popular podcasts that are popping now. They're not gonna go do their research from back in the day and how a Speakers Network was popping before everything else.
Yeah, I know about that. Combat Jack, Premium Pete, all them, man. I know about all that, bro.
Yeah, we do, because we done that research. So that's what I'm saying in the sense of I've done my research in that.
But then it's irrelevant because you need to get the audience of the people that are like me, who don't know any of that stuff. Because I don't even know what you just said. I don't know who they are. Don't know what they've done. I'm here because I want to hear what you're saying. I rock with you.
Yeah.
But let's talk about partnerships in it. So what I mean by that is, you're only as good as who you stand next to in it, and you can't do it alone, bro. So the more partnerships you can make, solid partnerships, that you can make, the stronger you'll become. So, for example, I came in the podcasting it's all about me. No one gave a fuck. Like, I'm there talking the crud like, I had this deal back in the day. No one started listening till me and Mitch linked and started talking.
That's chemistry, though. That's more chemistry.
There you go. Keyword chemistry. Then people are like, okay, this is interesting. I haven't seen this before. And then you look at that and go, okay, that's a partnership now. Whatever Mitch decides to do, it represents me as well. So when Mitch does her thing, it's me doing it as well. Yeah. So then when you find another partnership that's successful, for example, us going on your podcast or what we're doing now, we can make this some kind of content partnership where when people listen to us, they'll think, Kith and Kind, they link the two. It's about partnerships. Me and Rax have developed a partnership now that we're creating content with. I've got other partnerships. I do things with Vital, this other MC in Birmingham, that he's doing his thing.
Yeah, you're doing the bang and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about creating partnerships and building your brand with other brands as they build. You can't do it on your ones. You can't. It's impossible.
I know, but I think it's because of experience of where everything has gone for me. Like, I've just been like, just partnerships, doing various other things, and like kind of networking more. I think networks are the most important thing for me. Just my experience and the way I'm moving around is the way how networks. That's why in London, networking is the most key thing I will ever do before even approaching something. So that's why I built, as you said, building a partnership, getting that chemistry, actually building a certain rapport as well. because if you don't have a certain rapport with your guests, or maybe a certain audience that are familiar with, they're not going to really attach themselves to you. So that's why, luckily enough, as you said, building that core fan base. I think I already have that core fan base of that 20 or 30 people, because I've put in the work. I don't force everyone to watch it, but I'm so active to where it's in their head already.
Yeah.
Be so active to where it's already in any type of business, whether it be marketing and so forth. Like, I've noticed when I had a conversation with a guy that's mainly IT. He does IT, a lot of coding, various other things, but he also directing for BBC and all these other short films, adverts, and all that stuff. Yeah. So he was saying, always when you're active in social media, or you have a certain persona, and those two key things, and you network, people already attach, and they find out, oh, you have this. Oh, okay, cool. Let me check it out. Then the only thing is the little grab, done. That's all it is. They're already stuck to it. And they see you active already, posting it. They're like, oh, what's this like this week? What's it like for the next week? What's it like for when they do a special release? Like, I do special episodes. I'll just release an episode out of nowhere on a Sunday. Like, when two a week, no problem. Like, with what the guy I'm talking about, my boy Corey, he released a short film for BBC. Day before it got the night it got released, the day before it got released, we recorded an episode, because he was like, yo, I need to record an episode. I want to talk about the thing. I know you're good at what you do. Done. How can we do it? 2 hours later, went to the studio. So that's how. And you have to make sure that people around you as well. Like, that's why you and Mitz work, because you know what you're on. Me and James, when we work in the studio, you met James when you came to Bristol, owner of the studio. He knows what I'm like. He's like, yo, you need to record? Yeah, I need to record now.
So who do you think you can do it with consistently then?
Until I find that person, I thought, I'm no disrespect to my other co-hosts in it, because they held me down when I needed them the most. But when they couldn't, I understood the whole thing. So when I just have to work it out and see who's actually serious, because what I've noticed in Bristol as well, like, there are people that will say things and just not back it up. Seeing that around me makes me think I'm a bit more careful than what people see and other things, and what I say. Like, even talk about my podcast in Bristol, I'm just like, I don't know how they'll take this, or they'll try and bruv, I've had man literally try and buy the podcast off me. Just because the podcast game is booming, bruv. They saw the future ahead. The podcast game is booming. The networks, everything else, like trying to make their own network per se, like how Speakers Network came about. You know what I'm saying? Creating a podcast network in Bristol. That alone is people's intriguing, and has to put money investing and stuff like that. But you can't do that, because I've got such a backlog to where I could literally, like, say, fam, the only thing I need is a copyright. Only thing I need is go sue. I have a backlog. I have a backlog and evidence. That's all
you need a co-host, man.
That's what I want as well. But until I find that person that's serious, because this podcast game is not for the weak-hearted, bro. And you and Mitz know that already.
Yeah, but you know what, you need to look in places where you won't expect it, because you're right, there is lots of value in, like, networking and all the rest there, and there are probably better people that are more well equipped, more experienced to co-host the show alongside Jordan over me. Like, I kind of just came into it, I always call myself the understudy, but at the same time, the reason why it works is because it's convenient. So it's like, you know, those previous co-hosts that you've had, you mentioned there, yeah, they've, they really held it down for you, but evidently it's never been the case where it can consistently be convenient. So I would encourage looking in places where you wouldn't normally look, because for us, not a lot of people know this, but we were on E4 Vlogglebox before we became, Casey and PB, and we had a horrible professional relationship on that show. It was awful. It was toxic. So going into the podcast, the last person that Jordan wanted to work with was me. The last thing I wanted to do was get involved in his podcast. But ultimately, looking into a place where you wouldn't even consider. Sometimes that's where your co-host is. That's where the gem is. So you're absolutely right in going out to networking events and making sure that you're present in the city and people know who you are. You in turn know more people. But I would say in terms of the standard for who it is that's going to be your co-host, look around you and who's in sight, because I think like you I know that you do a lot of your episodes with the guy that runs the studio, and you know, for me, like, that would be someone reliable. But is there anyone else around you?
Yeah, that's the part. He's already the part of the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think he would agree that as well, because he ran his own podcast at one point and all that other stuff, but he just couldn't do it. He's more behind the scenes, man. That's why when Jordan met, he was like, "Oh, you're so and so, innit? The likes massaging thing, or whatnot."
Yeah.
So that's why he's more behind the scenes. But when he needs to, because he knows, like, yo.
Yeah, I think you need a team. Yeah, you need a team, man. You can't do it on your own.
I only got one person at the moment in that team. So until I find the other people, I think that's when, as Mitt said, it's a needle in a haystack right now for me. But that's just because of my experience and how I'm like. I don't like to force things. I like things. God will bless me with someone at one point.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, facts.
May God bless me with everything, babes and everything else, man. It will happen at one point, man.
It will happen. You're right.
I'd say, obviously, just listening to you guys speak, at the end of the day, there's no prerequisite. There's no cheat code. There's only hard work.
Yeah.
Dodge the hard work. So you can always, sometimes, you like, it's like, I don't know, when you play a game and like your brain, like, you can have routines and whatnot. If you look into it, then you've got autopilot, like, if you know about how the brain works. A lot of the time, autopilot is doing what you feel comfortable in, being yourself. And the more you keep working, the more you keep going hard, every single day, the results will come. So like, my success in my life, I'm not shocked. Like, because I put the work in. Everything I do, I put the work in. If you put the work in and you make the smart moves, what you say, networking, don't put too much pressure on it, take your time, keep putting the work in, you will get there, you will blow.
Yeah.
Just remember why you started and keep pushing till you get there.
Yeah.
Because all of this talk about, I need to do this, I need to do that, you're forgetting about the real reason why you started in the first place. It's not natural anymore. You're just trying to find something to catapult you, if you want to call it. But that's not natural. Just put the hard work in and the rest will follow. Yeah. If you go gym 1,000 times, you're going to come and, right, you eat chicken 10 times a day, let's just say, you're going to come out looking half decent. And it's the same thing for anything in life, whether it's, I know you've been at uni, you revise, the same thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's no cheat code for none of this, man. It just is, there's only hard graft.
It's just. I think it's because of the way we are now in social, innit? So in society in general, we always want that quick fix. We always want everything else not hard. It's just instant. That's all it is. But I think it's because the frustration is just. Sometimes it can get to you in a conversation, if you know what I'm saying. Like you could tell from our voices sometimes, maybe certain.
That's not right, though.
But it's natural. It's only a natural thing, and we learn from it.
Yeah, it's natural, but like, you see me now, this is what you got to think, like, the struggle is beautiful. The hustle you're doing, it's beautiful. You will be able to have this conversation and be like, oh, remember that podcast he was talking about trying to get someone mixed? Remember when he was there and he was trying to do that? He was editing, it was long, and we thought, this is beautiful. You don't want to skip 10 years of your life because it doesn't make the story beautiful when you get there. I'm enjoying the journey, like, enjoy every day, enjoy the journey. This is what I'm saying every day when I'm gassed. It's not a joke. It's the process. You cannot rush a process. It takes time to get there. Like,
you got to earn that shit, bro.
Like,
earn your stripes.
If you're 30 years of age, it takes 30 years to be 30 years. People want to be 30 at 21. Like, what is wrong? It doesn't work that way. Life isn't, like, it just doesn't work. And you can only take your time and embrace it and enjoy it. And when you get there, it's even more sweet. You know what I say? When it booms and bouncing's booming, and I'm gonna say, George, remember the podcast? And I was just laughing and having a laugh and a live. Now look, we're talking everything serious.
Yeah, it's true. One of your videos, Rax, it really resonated with me. I can't remember what day it was, but it was recent. It was about, and it reminded me of something that I'd learned actually through a lot of my training for work. There is your actual reality, the reality of your situation and your desired outcome. And the way that I've always been taught whenever creating business plans or anything like that, and I thought to myself, why do I not apply this to my personal life? It's this space in between that you fill. And because you're so fixated on what's up here, you forget about all of the bits that you need to do in the middle to get to up there. And sometimes I think that we think that the only time that we can be happy or celebrate success is if we get up there. But actually, if you climb up a set of stairs, after a certain point, you've still got a long way to go. Your legs are already hurting. That's success. That's the growing pains. So every single step going up to that top point, you've got to be able to celebrate and be able to actually reflect, take a moment and say, oh no, actually, what a fantastic achievement that I've been able to deliver on 106 episodes. Do you know what I mean? That's not easy. And then when you eventually get to where you need to get to, then you can look back and then you're going to be like, well, there's more to go now. Your desired outcome becomes something else.
We just need to think about it like a video game, innit?
It's a genuine success. It's a genuine mindset. You have to be stronger mentally than everyone else in this game, because a lot of people, let's think about footballers. Everyone knows, man, that you'd be like, he was so cold back a day. Oh, he fell off. He didn't have the mind for it. He didn't want to do it. And I mean, Brian Tracy, he talks about one book. It's like say Sahara Desert. It's like 100 miles width. Literally dark. Don't know where you're going. No food, no water. You've only got your supplies in your backpack, right? And he talks about there's 100 miles. You would not start at the start and just focus on the end destination, because you're not going to reach there. You know you want to get there. You can think about the food, the meal, your friends waiting for you. That can keep you going. But every mile, there's a barrel. That's the distance. Just be focusing on that next step and you'll get there. It's like, you'll get there. It's activities, behaviors. If you work in sales industries, you know you make 50 phone calls, 20 emails. That's going to translate to a sale. It's the same thing in life. You do X amount of podcasts, X amount of editing. Days are going to be long, but you keep pushing. You will blow. Like, just take your time and bit by bit. And you can't rush the hustle. You can't sidestep this. And this is what bugs me every day, because I talk to people and people are like, oh, this is long, man. I can't be bothered. I want to do this. I want to do that. But it's not going to happen. And that's when they go out there and start flaunting, buying X stuff, buying a nice car, buying all these clothes because they want to feel like they're at the end destination. It's not your time yet.
Yeah, that thing you just said there, Rex. The thing you just said there, Rex, about it's not your time yet. But also, what was the one before? It was like about
next step. What Mitch was saying, focus on the step by step.
Yeah, focus on that step by step. Now, and you said like about I can't. This is long. Whatever. When I say, I've triggered myself now in my head to where when I've gone and said, this is long, man. This is just long. I'm tired. I can't be bothered. When that's in my head, I'm thinking, and it's just like the next day, I'm just making it more long for myself.
Oh yeah, it don't make no sense.
As you just said, don't make sense in my head. So I'm thinking, is where it is. Like, even like if I go out or whatever, I'll always say like, oh, let me finish editing before I go link you or go do whatever. Because if I don't do it, it's not coming out. It's such a schedule now for me, and I think for Jordan and Mitch as well. We've put a routine for ourselves and triggered ourselves to where if we don't do this, it's just going to be longer for us to where for everything else.
It's just a process, bro. Stay positive.
So it is. Yeah, but it will be longer than we think about it. But we just have to stay positive, as you said just now. Like, stay positive and keep at it. Even though we're having the discussion of maybe like certain other things, it's nice to have that conversation, because as you guys said, like some people in Brum are starting to do this thing during pandemic. Maybe during this conversation, they'll be like, "Yo, they speaking some real shit, you know." Let's just start.
Lots of people are gonna fall off because every time it gets long, they're gonna stop. You don't stop when you get tired. You stop when it's done. As I keep saying, man, successes aren't a fluke, bro. Everything I'm doing, it's not a fluke. I'm gonna blow because I know I'm gonna blow. I'm willing to put the work in. The only way I don't blow is if
Rax, you know.
Rax on Rax.
Nah, that's energy. That's energy we always have to do.
How can you? I don't like. How can I fail? I can only go forward. I can't go backwards. And this is the same thing what I'm saying with you. And I can only say this because I don't get the ins and outs of what you're saying about these type of plans. I'm just seeing it for face value. You're in a content game. Produce the content. get the people, boost your core following, and any of these little companionships, partnerships you build on the way, that's a bonus that may get you past 2 steps. But you still got to just step by step, man. And it's the same ethos, bro, whatever you do, man.
It's only natural, but it's just, you know, it will be done. But when you have this frustration, it kind of blocks. There is a blocking stage as well. There's this writer's block. Like I always put everything down to like the music game, like how everything in a creative sense, like the writer's block always comes about. And I think in a business sense, for me, in that sense, it kind of does happen. Like sometimes I'm thinking, I don't want to fucking record today. I just don't have this. No, I don't have. I don't know what to create, like that writer's block. But if I try to force myself out of it and then be like, and actually ends up actually creating.
Yeah. So, I don't know how you sit down and do content, but I think it's just but that routine can be stagnant and be very, very boring, and that's what causes a lot of problems for me. You think MJ's got film on him by being a part-timer? You're mad. Man, they're part-time. These men are like, bro, being a millionaire, yeah, being successful, whatever you're doing to have a successful podcast, whatever you both want to do, there's a recipe to follow. Successful people do what successful people do. It's not a fluke. Like when you see people that are here, big company, all the people there, like I'm sure Apple, all the man there, they all come up in California, didn't they? Same time, same environment when it was all booming. It's not a fluke. And there's no, I don't get it, bro. Like that's what annoys me with this generation. That everyone just thinks that they can just sidestep the hustle, bro, but you can't sidestep it, man. But I think it's good that you like talk and you let the viewers know the struggles of what it takes.
Because not everyone knows the game, like until they're actually in it. You know what I'm saying? You can't know the game until you put yourself in the deep end. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But
guys, I need to pee. Sorry, 1 sec. You can carry on. I desperately need to pee.
I'll let you be the last in the game. So don't worry. Do your thing. Man, them I'm doing these games, innit? I know Jordan's been listening onto the podcast with the toxic bingo.
Nah, I ain't, bro. I ain't.
Oh, you're finished then, big man. You're finished. Because Rax as well, you're gonna play as well, fam.
Go on and put me on.
All right, cool. So it's 20 questions. Yeah. 20 to 25 around that time. Some are a bit like repetitive, so I'm not gonna ask you everything, but it's just I'm gonna just try as much as possible to be a bit. It's just bounce, innit? So I found this like just to find out how toxic people are in it, like men and women and whatever. And I just found it fun, and it's had a good reception. On everyone's like messaging me like, "Yo, this is jokes. This clip is jokes, whatever." Man, them are like, "Am I that toxic?" Or women are like, "Oh, I'm that toxic." Like I've had women. I was playing it before, like on House Party, and people were like getting 10 to 17. 17 was the max out of the 20. I said, "Wow, that toxic babes, wow." So that's why I think like doing it on the podcast is just something new and just fun, innit? So that's always something I want to try. So there you go. All right, cool. So the Mandan. All right, cool. Have you ever been emotionally unavailable? It's just yes or no, basically.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's what. Just count it for you. Count it yourselves, yeah. Just count it yourselves. That's one for each.
I'll write it down.
All right, cool. Okay.
My score's gonna come back mad in it.
All right, cool. So there's one each. So Future is in your top 10 rotation of artists.
Say that again, sorry.
Future is in your top 10 rotation of artists in your playlist. Future is in your top 10.
What, do we have to answer out loud or what?
Just yes or no, innit, babe?
Oh, no.
You put no?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah, okay, cool. Had sex with pair of best friends.
A pair of best friends?
Yeah.
Nothing mixed left.
You should be happy she didn't come back.
What did you say?
We're doing toxic bingo, innit?
Toxic bingo?
Yes.
What's this? What's toxic bingo?
So just to find out how toxic people are, innit? So there'll be a women's version in a sec after the man then.
Okay, go on then.
Okay, cool. So the third one you guys answered. Have you ever told a female it's not you, it's me?
Yeah. Similar.
All right, cool.
But it was me though. It was me.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, told a female something like it's just a vibe in order to avoid dating.
It's just a vibe.
Yeah.
The time, you know.
Why isn't Rap saying yes or no? Why is it just me saying yes or no? Why is he quiet?
That's what I'm saying.
What, can't you hear me?
No, I can hear you, but
you're not admitting to anything, right?
yeah, fam, it's yes or no, fam.
So I've got 3 yeses, 2 nos, because it's not specific what you say. I won't say, oh, it's a vibe, but I'm saying it's a vibe, innit? I'm saying something along those lines.
No, but you said it to avoid dating someone.
Yeah, man, I say, yeah, man, just take it easy, man.
All right, cool. Cheated on your girlfriend or wife?
Ding, 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 ding. For the both of you.
I should have saved that for last. Oh, there's worse, bruv. There's worse than that. Don't worry. Ever sent a holiday text after you haven't spoken to them in a while?
What does that mean?
So let's say, you it's Christmas. Or you only message them during like Christmas, their birthday, the time, all of that.
I don't think I've done that.
All right, cool. Have you been accused of being manipulative?
Oh, come on, bro.
I said, come on. Lied about where you were at to a female. It's yes or no, bro. I don't hear you, man, saying.
Raps isn't saying anything.
Yeah,
Why is
that's what I'm
that
saying.
quiet? Like
Raps,
saying,
you gotta say yes or no, bro.
Nah, man, I'm just marking down my marks.
Nah, fam. Hey.
Yeah, I don't need to be answering these questions out loud.
Man said, let the viewers go to YouTube, you know. Kith and Kin podcast on YouTube, fam. Drunk text or code an ex?
I'm gonna come back real toxic, you know.
What is it? So how many yeses do you need to have to hit bingo?
10 out of 20, that would be classed as toxic.
Okay.
All right, cool. Ever sent a text about go ahead and leave me like everybody else?
Nah, that's some wet text, to be fair.
Nah, but I run that. I just do. But that's similar. There's no difference between that and me saying, you know what, just do what you're doing, man. Like all you girls do it anyway.
Go ahead and leave me like everybody else.
Yeah.
You don't work like that.
No, like a babes, you've said to a babes, like while you're arguing, you said, go leave me then like everybody else has.
But nobody leaves me.
Jeez.
Hey.
I do the leave it. I leave.
See, I don't say that specific phrase, but I say, if you want to run because you're going to run, that's what you all do anyway. It's basically the same thing.
I heard you. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
You said that, Jordan. Yeah.
What, if I'm going to run? If you're going to run. Why can't no one hear me?
Yeah. People can hear you.
People can hear you, fam.
I was thinking if I said something similar, but not necessarily the same phrase.
Yeah.
Same phrase,
You're not gonna say
if you want to go, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've ran that.
I've run that.
He's like, run that. I'll run that shit.
Meat says that too, though.
That's fine. That's the same question for females anyways. There's no problem.
Okay.
What do you call it? Took multiple females out in the same week.
What do you mean by out?
Like on dates.
Oh, Jordan don't do dates.
Nah,
That's fine. Oh yeah, I found that out during the episode. I was like, right, all right, fair enough. Basically, you rescheduled with one leg to link another team.
I think I've hit toxic, mate.
There's more, fam. Have you ever?
I don't want to know I'm on 15.
There's more, bruv. Deleted stuff off your phone before giving a girl your phone to look at.
Of course you've done that.
I've never done that, you know. I've never done that.
Fam, this game shouldn't be played when you miss on the thing, innit? It's like the worst time to play.
Just don't say yes in it. Just mark it up.
Yeah, man, he's run that, man. He's run.
All right, cool.
Search history, OnlyFans.
Had sex with multiple females in one day.
Mitz is like, swear down.
Mitz knows what it is.
That's fine.
The answer is yes to everything.
No, that's just the ones that you've run into for, you know. Gotten cut off by a female, like girls just cut you off fully for life.
Because I'm toxic.
You know what? Probably. Yeah.
Have you told someone to delete something of you to keep a certain image on socials? Like to delete a photo, delete a comment.
Oh, yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a sticky one. I feel like the man them know better.
Depends. Like they could do it by mistake, if you know what I mean. It's like, yo, take that down for me, please. Like, yo, come on now.
Yeah, man, I've said that.
Yeah. There's always that one guy that'll do it by accident, or like one female that'll do it by accident, and you're just like, yo, come on, man, you should know better. Like, take that down for me, please. You know what I'm saying? So.
To be fair, I'm alright so
far. Ever got caught up in a function?
What does that mean?
So like, man, them have caught you, lips a ting, catch a wine, right in a rave.
Man, them have caught me.
Yeah, like popping your collar and everything, like gassing you up.
When you're moving mad and then man them to see you lipsing in the corner and the loose ones like.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's a dead thing.
Oh, you see you changing the questions now?
No, but I'm giving like context, innit?
Same thing. You've been caught in a function, of course you have.
Yeah, bro. Every man has had one of them at least.
Mix, I just think, boy, I saw the boy, then watch me.
Everything else is pretty much the similar, you know. All right, cool. Let me just give you one more, innit? Have you? I'll give you one more. This last one, yeah. So that'll make it. That will make it. This will make it the last one. Yeah, 20 questions. Hit her up after seeing that they were happy with someone else.
Oh yeah.
Swear, are man really doing this?
Why you not happy with me for?
Wait, why? You see them happy and they.
What is it? An X or just a random?
Yeah, X or anything.
Man, anything, man.
Even a link.
Yeah, man, come back, man.
Jordan, you better answer yes to this.
What? I haven't done this?
Yes, he has.
He's a liar, you know.
He threatened to call he got so upset that he threatened to call the police on me, fellas.
Oh wow!
He threatened to call the police on me.
Got nothing to do with what he just asked.
He says, when your girl is happy with someone else, have you ever reacted?
Message them. You messaged.
Oh no, he didn't message. He only threatened to call the police on me. That's it.
Oh, they didn't do it then, innit?
No. If anything, Jordan needs to put 3 shirts down.
Wait, what she's just dropped there, yeah?
No.
Nothing to do with what you just said. Nothing.
It's worse.
All right, cool.
It wasn't.
I got Mitz's one here now. Hold on.
Your toxic score has to be higher than mine.
Yeah, what's yours? Your toxic score?
What, mine?
Yeah.
15, you know.
Yeah, 15.
15.
How many?
15.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. I'm happy with that then.
What's yours?
15 as well.
Oh, that's fine.
Wow.
Equally as toxic. Fam, I got 13 on that, so.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad. That's a nice little game. Go on, Mitz. Let's hear it. 24.
All right, Mitz, just make sure.
Flashcard to record my scores.
All right, cool. Just make sure to say yes or no on each question, yeah?
Yes or no?
Yeah, it's yes or no and mark it up. Yes.
I thought I should just reveal my answer at the end.
No, yeah, they were saying yes or no in it, so you have to do it as well.
Go on then.
All right, cool. Dated more than one man at once.
No.
My throat, man. What's going on?
You're only marking up yeses, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know.
All right, cool. You put an emoji over his face online after posting them.
No.
Okay. Have you
Emotions
ever?
didn't exist when I had ex-boyfriends.
Alright, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Have you ever stolen someone's man?
No.
Okay, cool. Have you said I love you, but you lied?
Yes.
Mazine. They. Have you ever?
You're gonna fight, you
know. Have you dated his enemy after breaking up with them?
No.
You sure?
No, you can't be doing that, Rex. You can't be doing that. Stay calm. Have you ever sent a you up text to someone you shouldn't have?
Yes.
Told ya.
Have you ever texted your ex after seeing they were happy?
No.
Have you ever been blocked by an ex?
No.
Faked a pregnancy?
No.
Imagine that's
one. Yeah.
Faked a pregnancy.
All right, cool. Have you ever broke or ruined any of his possessions?
Have I, Jordan?
Nah.
No.
You can't be breaking man's possessions, bro.
Yeah, you never know. Some
crime.
During an argument, that always happens. All that. Have you ever wished you chose the other friend?
Ooh.
What do you mean the other friend?
Like, if let's say you were dating someone, yeah, and he introduces you to his mandem, his friends, his friendship group, and you were like, "Fuck."
Explain
to this man.
You're being too kind. Have you ever thought, shit, man, why did I go for Jordan?
Oh, come on, man.
On the bedroom.
Oh, fam, you look vulnerable.
You can't be saying that.
No, I never thought
that. The answer is yes to that.
Nah, I don't
What do
think
you
so.
mean?
Man.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Nah, Rix, you're fucked, fam.
No,
Rex,
it's
you're fucked.
not.
Nah, I'm not. That's a no. That's a no. Come on, man. Saying why would I hurt you?
Mitz, can we play this game on Thursday?
Do it.
This is some good content, man.
Yeah, bro. This will be out on YouTube and everything, fam. Don't worry. Have you ever said why would I hurt you, knowing that you would hurt them?
No. Why did you scrunch up your face?
Because these questions don't apply to you.
No, there's more, man. Don't worry.
She's not toxic.
Have you ever cried when you know you were in the wrong?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Not toxic.
Swear down. You do that.
This is what I'm saying. There's bear, fam. Don't worry. Have you ever popped up to his house unannounced?
Why are you thinking about it, fam?
No, because I actually haven't.
You used to drop.
No, there was one time at uni, and my friend allowed me to do it.
Imagine, yeah.
Then you have.
Imagine, I came home, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then this counts. That's a point.
I came home. Let me tell the story. I came home from a night out or whatever, wherever I was. Fam, who's in my kitchen washing my plates? Fam, late at night.
Man said 4 a.m.
I came home with Chris, not with you.
Yeah, but she came home with my brethren, my house brethren.
Oh,
she did at the yard unannounced.
Yeah, she popped up to the yard. Yeah, she. Yeah, she is.
Washing my dishes, you know.
Have you ever ate food off his plate?
Yeah.
So
you should. I'm sorry. You should.
How is that toxic?
No, that's toxic because you shouldn't be doing that. You should never be doing that.
Never be doing that. Jordan's just turned soft. Come on, open up.
Yeah, man.
That's what I thought.
Baby food.
Jordan offers me food all the time.
No, but you have your both separate plates and you start munching on his chips.
But he allows it, so he set the precedent. He's going choo-choo. Oh,
yeah.
Dickheads.
Oh,
so that's a yes. That's a yes.
Love it.
Cool. Have you ever keyed a car?
No.
Good.
Someone keyed it though. I don't know who did it.
Cheated on your spouse?
Sorry?
Have you ever cheated on any of your old spouses?
No.
Okay. Do you listen to Janae Aiko?
Not religiously.
Then you still listen to him.
Okay.
Then see, that's a point. All right,
Listen
cool.
to him, right?
Listen to her. It's him, her. Sorry, my bad. It's the Filipino in me now, mixing him and her. Not in one day.
Lalaki babae, yeah.
Have you threw something at him in a fight?
Yes.
All right, cool point. Have you ever threatened any of his family members?
Fuck no. Oh my God. What the hell?
All right, cool.
What kind of psycho does that?
This is close to more than 20 anyway, but I'll do the last ones now. Accidentally double booked a date.
No.
All right, cool. Has any of the men ever said or told you they would kill or die for this pussy?
Jordan.
How is that yes! Ding, ding, ding!
Oh my God.
Nah, I've dropped that bar still.
All right, cool. Why do men do that though? Like,
I would.
But it's true.
no, but like, why do men do it? Like, what type of urge? Because I've never had that shit yet.
Man, Jordan, what type of urge, man?
Yeah, fam.
Nah, when you know what I mean, like you gotta let her know, like, yo, fam, I kill a man for this nani, you know.
All right, cool.
Fair play.
All right, cool. Have you blocked someone off his social media?
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay.
Lay down, you can't get his hustle on.
No?
Actually, I heard that on the podcast. I heard that one. That was a good episode.
Oh, the brown hair thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. I remember that one. as well. Last one. Have you ever called someone else after a cancelled dick appointment?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
Have you ever had a dick appointment? I don't think you ever had a dick appointment.
Oh, okay. All right. What was the score in the end?
9.
Ooh.
How come I can see you with your fingers crossed?
What?
Oh, you put 10 up, you know. I saw that.
9.
She lying. She took out 1 or 2. You get me?
Look at this, the tally. 9.
Nah, that's good though, man. That's good.
That's a good one. You're just borderline toxic. You get me?
Yeah, no. See how people call me a psycho and all of this. Yeah, I'm actually not that much of a psycho, you know. What people make me out to be, but
you're like in the average right now of the women that I've had play this game, because I've had like women that got like 15, 17.
Wow.
So they on smoke. So
Wow.
You have to just send me the questions, and this can be like one of my filtering tests.
yeah, bro. Bro, this is a drinking game. I'm putting this as a drinking game when I'm with the babes. That's a good drinking game, you know.
Nah, I end up drinking the game vexed.
No, but I'm doing it to them though. They're never doing it to me. I'm bringing it up. So you answer my questions, babes.
Wow.
This is part of just to see how toxic you actually are. Let's see if you're about future level, or you're just like, you know what I mean, like Summer Walker vibes. Like, what are you on? Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's a good way to end the episode, man. Shit.
Yeah, man. Why has this been like 3 hours?
Nah, we probably about over 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a good slug still. That was it's good content though.
Yeah, it's just good, you know, just good conversations, isn't it? Everyone just have a good conversation, have a little bit of fun. You always need to get some serious conversations in there as well. So people will either learn or just have fun with it and just enjoying it. So everything else is there, man. So that's what I like personally about podcasts. You just have a conversation with people.
Yeah, man. Defo.
Yeah, man. So
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
Have you, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Obviously, I need to still come, brum.
Yes.
Link up with everybody else and all that. So I was literally waiting for like, yo, I know everybody's going to try to do a live show this year. And then obviously Corona done it. I was literally looking for a venue. That's all I needed. I was ready to do a live show straight. But just Corona, innit? Is what it is. But 2021, that's the days, man. That's the days. At least after Corona, man. After Corona. But yeah, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, all them things there. Kith and Kin podcast. YouTube visual will come out the next day. So this will be out on Tuesday. The visuals, full episode comes out on Monday, so it's no problems. Same as Korean Chicken and Pasta Bake. They drop their visuals on Monday as well. Monday, same. Mondays. We Monday gang over here, so it's all there for you. Rax, you got anything to promote? Anybody else got anything to promote?
No, man, just get the socials. Get me some good energies. That's it. And hopefully, I need to get a feature on the Korean Chicken and Pasta Bake as well.
Anytime. We are ready. I am ready to come for you after you came for me. I've got one more. Everyone needs to tune in Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Go to the KC and PB page on Instagram and watch Masters of None.
Yes.
Spend your Thursday night with us, man, because I'm very involved in the comments.
Oh, you see me in the comments too, you know. I've told you, I'm scanning every babes that's in there. Hey, I'm scanning, fam. No problem. You know, Jordan knows.
You found one?
What? No, I haven't. I was just scanning. Some of them are private, innit?
Add it again.
No, but some of them are private, innit? Some of them are private. No, I'm honest. No, some of them are private, so I'm not gonna just add out the blue. That's a bit mad. You know what I'm saying?
No, that ain't still.
You know you're honest, yeah, but honesty kills with this guy here, you know.
No, because the reason why is because he knows that I'm on him as well, so it's no problem. Like the way he was honest on my podcast during that episode, fam. I just looked at him and said, "Are you sure, fam? Are you sure?"
I was holding back on that podcast, bro.
He was definitely holding back because he knew because he's listened to a few episodes before coming on. He's just like, yeah, if I bring him in on certain things, they'll target it. So I'm on that as well. Don't worry, man. But at the end of the day, it's just good vibes, good content, good energy, isn't it? So yeah. So everyone else, obviously, they're on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, all them things there. Google Play, every other things right there. What else we got?
YouTube, man, mainly YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, everything. Subscribe, everything else. I'll be